Yo, what is up guys, and welcome to the Day 58 recap of the 2016-2017 NBA season. So let's say a group of scientists were curious what you would do if you took some of LeBron James' DNA, some of Kevin Durant's DNA, and put them in a baby. Let's say that they were curious about what would happen. Well, we already have the answer. To those scientists out there that are already planning on doing that, because I know you are, I know you are, we already have the freaking answer. You will get Giannis Atetokounmpo. The Bucks lost last night to the Cleveland Cavaliers. You lost in overtime to the Cleveland Cavaliers. It was an excellent game. The Bucks annihilated the Cavs earlier in the season, but last night they lost in a nail-biter to the Cleveland Cavaliers off of LeBron James clutch moments. So all of you guys are saying LeBron James isn't clutch, just check yourself a couple of times before you say that. LeBron James hit a deep three in overtime with 20 seconds left on the shot clock. I believe LeBron James hit a deep three in overtime to put the Cleveland up for good. Yo, I think it was like 107, 108 when he hit that shot. And I mean, if you're the Bucks, that's what you gotta live with. The Bucks are 13-13, and Giannis Antetokounmpo basically is the reason. And he's going to win the most improved player. That's 100% facts, yo. There is no disputing at this point that it's going to be him. Now, look, I know there's a guy called Harrison Barnes down there in Dallas. But here's my thing with Harrison Barnes. I don't think he's actually improved. Harrison Barnes hasn't improved. He's just getting more touches, yo. He's like one of the main points in the Dallas Mavericks offense. You know, they go to him and they go through him a lot. So of course he's gonna be putting up a lot better scoring numbers as opposed to when he was like the fourth option in Golden State. He's averaging 20 points this year compared to like the 12 he basically averaged last year. But the thing is, his shooting percentages haven't changed basically whatsoever. He's still shooting the same, like 46% from the field. He's still grabbing close to the same amount of rebounds, basically the same assists, basically the same blocks, steals, everything basically has remained the same. He's just getting more touches now. To me, that definitely doesn't warrant to win a most improved player. Now, I'm happy for Harrison Barnes. He is a good player. On a good team, he will be a solid second or third option. But if you have him as your number one option long term, that's going to be a problem. And now you look at Giannis. He's averaging 22.7 points per game, 9.2 rebounds, just under 6 assists, 2 blocks, and 2 steals. And this is compared to his 17 points from last year, 17 points from last year, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 block, and a steal. All across the board, Giannis Antetokounmpo has improved. And keep this in mind that he is only 22 years old. This has nothing to do with him winning the most improved player. The age has nothing to do with it. Just keep that in mind so you know how good this man will be. He's already in the NBA doing things that no other player is doing. I've said this many times that he is the only player averaging at least 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 blocks, and 2 steals in the league at the moment, and not even at the moment, for the entire year, probably for next year, the year after that, the year after that, the year after. You get what I'm saying. And on top of that, he is leading the Milwaukee Bucks to some wins. I think wins have a big part to do with the most improved player award too. If you're improved but the team that you're on is still garbage, then I think that discounts some of your improvement. The fact that they're at a 500 record right now, led by Giannis and of course Jabari Parker too, who also is a candidate for most improved player. He's been playing really well this season, in case you haven't noticed, but he won't win it over Giannis. He just won't, so I'm not even gonna bring that up. Like I said in the beginning, Giannis is basically the combination of LeBron James and Kevin Durant. Yo, Giannis Antetokounmpo Durant. That's his actual full name in case you can't pronounce it. Giannis Antetokounmpo Durant. He has LeBron James' play style, right? He has LeBron James' play style, but unfortunately, or fortunately, I mean, it's a gift and both a curse. He has Kevin Durant's body. For LeBron James' play style, of course you want to have LeBron James' body, so because you know you can just truck some people, just move them out the way. Giannis has to be a little more, you know, agile because he's really tall and lanky, but he's not going to necessarily move anyone out the way, especially the bigger players down in the paint. So, you know, he just has to go over them or around them. This is a small sample size, but in his last 3 games as well, he's shooting 60% from 3, yo. He's 6 out of 10 for 3, so his jump shot is starting to fall, yo. He's starting to get that outside shot, which is gonna make him unstoppable. Once he can knock those down fearlessly, I mean, like, with all the confidence in the world, he just pulls up in your face and starts taking threes. That's when you should stop watching the NBA. Just stop watching, because there's no point, because he has already taken over at that point, because you cannot do anything with him at that point. We all knew DeMarcus Cousins was great, right? We knew this. No one's disputing that whatsoever. Last night, 55 points, 13 rebounds, and 3 blocks, 17 of 28 shooting, and 5 of 8 from 3. Absolute pure flames from DeMarcus Cousins last night, all right? absolute pure flame set onto the Portland Trailblazers' face. And here's the interview that I'm sure you're all hearing about in case you haven't heard it yet.
Marcus, first I'm going to start with the technical that got you ejected, that was then rescinded. What happened there? I've never seen anything like that.
It's ridiculous. It's obvious what's being done out here. It's on a nightly basis. I hope the world can see now what's really going on out here, because it's getting ridiculous. It's really ridiculous.
But did it come out of your mouth accidentally? Is that what happened?
Yes, man. This is ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.
DeMarcus, their game plan obviously tonight was to be physical with you and get in your head. You definitely held your composure throughout the game. How important was that for you guys to be able to pull out this win?
That was light, man. I know what their game scheme is every night. They're hyping up their big man over there. He thinks he's a stopper. It's not happening. I brought him back to reality.
I can't remember the last time a technical foul was rescinded and a player was brought back into the game after being ejected. I can't remember the last time that happened off the top of my head. What I thought was really funny about what he said was the Portland Trailblazers thought they had a stopper down low. When he said the Portland Trailblazers thought they had a stopper down low, that left me scratching in my head. Exactly who are you talking about, DeMarcus Cousins? Are you talking about Mason Plumlee? Are you talking about the guy that Kevin Love dropped 34 in a quarter and Porzingis golfed for 39? Is that exactly who you were talking about, Mason Plumlee, as a stopper? Who is he stopping? Mason Plumlee ain't stopping nobody. That's one of the problems with the Portland Trailblazers, that no one on the Trailblazers can stop anybody. Plumlee was scared every time Boogie Cousins was coming down on the offensive end. The man was looking for help. The man was looking over to the bench. The man was looking in the crowd. The man was looking up to the sky, looking for some form of help. And the man was out there getting absolutely pounded. Pounded down low, pounded everywhere, DeMarcus Cousins was moving him like he didn't even exist. And if you're out there on the court of the Portland Trailblazers, send your whole team at DeMarcus Cousins at that point. Give up an open shot to anybody else, but you guys got a triple, quadruple team DeMarcus Cousins, because that's the only way you guys were going to win that game. Isaiah Thomas has the heart of a freaking champion out here. The Grizzlies were up by, what was it, like 17 or something like that. The Grizzlies were up big. And then Isaiah Thomas says, you know what? We ain't losing to this team. We is not losing. I refuse to lose. The man went off. He finished with 44 points on 10 of 16 shooting and 7 of 10 from 3. Isaiah Thomas was taking any letter in the alphabet besides an L last night. Bro, this game was crazy. The Houston Rockets San Antonio Spurs game was crazy. It looked like the Spurs were in control of the game a little bit going into halftime. I tweeted out saying that if I was the Spurs, I'd be worried because the Houston Rockets weren't shooting well, and yet they were only down like 7. So that was cause for worry for the San Antonio Spurs, and it did show when the Houston Rockets pulled ahead by like 8. The Houston Rockets were ahead with only a few minutes left to go in the game, and then San Antonio just showed why they're the San Antonio freaking Spurs. They were like, you know what? We don't lose. I almost forgot. We don't lose. Kawhi Leonard had 21 points and 5 steals. He had an uncharacteristic 7 turnovers. You don't see that much from Kawhi Leonard. He normally doesn't turn the ball over too much, doesn't make a lot of mistakes out there. And Patty Mills hit a 3 with like 15 seconds left in the game, basically to give the Spurs the win. Like I said for the Rockets, live by the 3, die by the 3, I guess. And I guess Mike D'Antoni has to be okay with that. They shot 38 threes. They only made 6. So 6 of 38. They're probably not going to beat anyone when they shoot like that. Honestly, I think it's impressive just seeing that they didn't get blown out when they were 6 of 38 from 3. Last time the Jazz fought back. This time it wasn't happening. The Warriors were having no part of any type of fight back that the Jazz were going to try and give them. It was a how do I put this? It was a blowout. 104 to 74. The Utah Jazz, they shot 30% from 3, 35% from the field. They couldn't do anything on offense. And on defense, they did hold the Warriors to below their season average at only 104 points, but that doesn't matter when you can't score and you only score 74 points and the Warriors score 104. So the Warriors win once again in another blowout. They're now 25-4 on the year, so they're still really freaking good. I know a lot of people were blowing it out of proportion when they lost a couple of games earlier in the season, but they're still a really freaking good team. That's just facts. I mean, hate them or not, you can't say they're a bad team. Kevin Durant, 22 points. Steph Curry, 25 points. Klay Thompson, 17 points. And Draymond Green had 15 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 steals for the Golden State Warriors. Lakers fans, I know y'all are hurt right now. I know all you guys want is a nice solid string of wins, but it just can't seem to happen. They dropped a close one to the Charlotte Hornets. They dropped a really close one to the Charlotte Hornets, and it looked like the Lakers were going to win in that first half. Yo, they dropped 73 points in the first half of the Charlotte Hornets, but then the Charlotte Hornets just became clamp gods. They put the clamps on the Lakers in the second half, especially in that fourth quarter when the Lakers only scored 17 points. They scored 41 points in the first quarter, and that scored 17 in the fourth. Kemba Walker had 28 points and 10 assists. Nick Batum also had 23 points and 10 assists. He hit a shot late to seal the game over the Los Angeles Lakers. Yo, the Lakers, they're still trying to find their rhythm once again. All those injuries, I think, really got to them, and now like it affected them, because I think when they were winning, it was giving them the sense of, we can go out there and do this. We can do this. But now they started to take a few L's in a row. They went on the 8-game streak, and I think that basically shot their confidence out the sky. So they need to get some wins in order to get that confidence back. Who would have thought Orlando and Miami actually would have turned out to be a good game? I thought this would have been like a snooze fest, but it actually turned out to be a pretty good game. Yo, double overtime win for the Orlando Magic over the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat just got in too much foul trouble as of late. Tyler Johnson and Goran Dragic both fouled out of the game. Tyler Johnson had 32 points that game, so they really needed him. But Hassan Whiteside is an absolute monster, The man is a beast, regardless if his team is trash or not. Hassan Whiteside still is a monster. 32 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 blocks last night for Hassan Whiteside. Elfrid Payton's been playing pretty well off the bench. Why they moved him to the bench, I'm not quite sure. In favor of DJ Augustine, I'm still not quite sure why that happened, but he's been playing better off the bench than he was as a starter. So he had 22 points last night and 6 assists, and Nikola Vucevic had 26 off the bench as well. Two of their best young players both coming off the bench. It's just strange. The Knicks bounced back last night. It looked like they were going to lose. It looked like the Knicks were going to lose up until that fourth quarter. The Pacers were in control most of the game, but Carmelo Anthony is still Carmelo Anthony, still one of the best scorers in the NBA. He went on for 35 points on 13 of 25 shooting, 7-11 from 3, so the man was on fire. Derrick Rose also returned. I don't think the Knicks have won yet without Derrick Rose, and last night he had 24 points and 6 assists. I know Knicks fans are happy that Derrick Rose is back. Hopefully he can stay healthy. Hopefully everything is okay with his back. Blake Griffin goes out with an injury again. He's having a routine surgery on his knee, if there's such a thing as that, routine surgery on your knee, whatever that means. They were without Blake Griffin for a majority of last season, and they were still racking up the W, so this is no surprise that they went out and won last night. 119-102 win over the Denver Nuggets. JJ Redick, a very understated part of the Clippers offense, had 27 points and 7 of 9 from 3. And of course, Chris Paul is still the image people get in their mind when someone says, like a pure point guard in today's NBA. Of course, the first thing that's going to come to your mind is Chris Paul, 16 points and 15 assists last night. DeMar DeRozan didn't shoot well from the field at all. DeMar DeRozan was 6 of 20 from the field at 15 points, so the worst game of the season for DeMar DeRozan, but it didn't matter because the Toronto Raptors are a good team. They are a good team, not a good player. They have more than just DeMar DeRozan. They have Kyle Lowry, and they also have Norman Powell. The young guy Norman Powell went off last night. He finished the game with 21 points on 7 of 13 shooting, and he also had 5 steals. An excellent game, from Norman Powell. And, the Toronto Raptors just got contributions from everywhere there, and now 20-8 on the year, so that's still the second best team in the Eastern Conference. Last but not least, Anthony Davis went out and beat the crap out of the Philadelphia 76ers. 108-93 was the final score. Davis finished with 31 points, 16 rebounds, and a couple of blocks, and Buddy Hield is still shooting the ball much better than he was at the beginning of the season, so it's nice to see him progressing. And that about wraps up all the action of the Day 58 recap of the 2016-2017 NBA season. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to smack that like button and subscribe if you haven't for more NBA videos uploaded every single day. Comment down below who you guys think is going to win the most improved player. Do you guys agree with me? Do you think it's going to be Giannis, or are you part of like the Harrison Barnes? Do you guys think that Harrison Barnes is going to win it, or a completely different player that I didn't mention? Other than that, I'll be right back here tomorrow with another NBA video. So until then, keep giving them Buckets Team SDC, and I'm out of here. Peace!